At the start of November 2013, a large number of NFA troops and equipment gathered along the southern and western outskirts of Dremkhov. These were the 18th Ground Assault Brigade Teutonics, led by Komtax, and 1st Special Assault Brigade Rogov, led by Artyom Zalesov. In total, there were 900 troops, most of whom already had combat experience. 14 BMPs, 5 T-72s, 1 BTR-70, and 13 light vehicles, 12 of which were Novorussian copies of the Russian Tiger-M, and 1 was a Cougar MRAP. These NFA units were tasked with smashing a hole in the BSM's defenses, which hopefully would force separatists to divert their resources and manpower to Dremkhov, allowing NFA units and other locations to make progress easier. In response to this, the BSM mobilized roughly 2,000 men and assigned them to the 332nd Infantry Brigade, led by then 34-year-old Nikita Voronov. Other units present were Bimbas Circus Group, led by Konstantin Zapret, and Rhodonian Volunteer Stormtroopers, led by Burda Randonim. In total, there were about 2,500 separatists supported by 5 BMPs, 4 T-72s, and 30 technicals defending Dremkhov. Most of the mobilized defenders were given only 2 days of training and were poorly equipped. For example, it was not uncommon to see a separatist equipped with a Mosin Nagant and a rusty Soviet steel helmet. BCG, RVS, and veterans of the 332nd were the exception, as they were decently equipped, trained, and had combat experience. On November 12th, after gathering enough equipment and troops around Dremkhov, Novorussian forces began attacking separatist defenses. In the southern sector of Dremkhov, BMP-1 and Tiger-M belonging to Rogov assaulted the town of Krasne. They stopped about 300 meters away and began laying suppressing fire. Separatists tried to hit these vehicles with RPGs but failed. At the same time, a dismounted infantry squad started attacking Krasne from the east. However, they were pinned down and could not advance. Moreover, a squad of separatists flanked the vehicle and successfully destroyed the Tiger-M using RPGs. This forced the BMP-1 to reposition itself to a much safer location. The dismounted troops managed to advance and seize the town. For the rest of the day, Rogovites defended Krasne from multiple counterattacks. In one counterattack, the separatists used a stolen BTR-70 belonging to the 18th Assault Brigade to great effect, resulting in this footage in which Rogovites were suppressed by it before separatists went in for the kill. Unfortunately for the BTR-70, it later got stuck in the trench and was destroyed by Rogovites. The crew did not survive. Just a few hundred meters away, troops of the 18th Ground Assault Brigade had just successfully cleared separatist tunnels. Krasne and Kremensk highways were now properly secured by the NFA, which allowed the enemy to regularly infiltrate them. On one occasion, a mechanized Rogov squad was attacked on the Kremensk highway. As the BMP-1 was reversing, a friendly Tiger-M drove up and helped suppress the attackers. But this wasn't enough, and the BMP-1 was destroyed by an RPG. The dismounted infantry pushed up and repelled the attackers. The next settlement to be seized was the small town of Deberka, which consisted of 2 apartment blocks, a warehouse, and several trenches around it. NFA troops assaulting Deberka used a separatist trench to avoid enemy fire, but even when in a trench, they still took casualties. For example, the Rogovite squad that went to the northern trench had half of their squad killed. But once they were at the end of that trench, they had to run towards the next trench line as fast as they could whilst dodging bullets. NFA troops did all these successfully, but they could not hold on to Deberka for long due to the separatist counterattacks. Back at base, a group of NFA mechanics were trying to fix their only Cougar MRAP. Upon examining its internal parts, it was discovered that just the day before the operation began, somebody took the engine, headlights, and suspension out of the vehicle. Because of this, the vehicle was flown back to Smolensk for more advanced repairs. NFA High Command decided that Deberka's 3 buildings must be demolished to allow for a quick capture of the town. Artillery and mortars were out of the question, as they risked destroying a trench line which NFA troops needed to hold off future counterattacks. Because of this, 3 Novorussian Air Force Su-25s armed with 4 Fab 500 unguided bombs were sent to demolish the 3 buildings. The first squad tasked with assaulting Debrka that day was from Rogov. However, they were forced to clear out Krasnaya from separatist infiltrators, first which cost them a BMP-1 and a few casualties before moving towards Debrka. Whilst clearing out Krasnaya, a Teutonic T-72B1, under the command of Seryoga Michko, was defending the Khremyansk highway from separatists. The tank managed to kill multiple separatists and even destroyed a T-72. Thanks to Michko, Teutonics were able to push towards Debrka from the southeast. After sweeping Krasnaya, Rogovites regrouped and moved towards Debrka. Initially they formed a blob, but this changed after the squad leader shouted at them to get in a single file line. They walked past the T-72 destroyed by Michko's crew and proceeded to move through the trench line to avoid enemy fire. Afterwards, they exited one by one, and after taking a position at the tree line, they were also reinforced by the Teutonics. Together they repelled wave after wave of assaults, with each defender racking up multiple kills. Despite their stiff defense, their Tigr M was destroyed, but afterwards the RPG team that destroyed it were met with a hail of bullets and RPGs by the defenders. 1 or 2 separatists also slipped through and killed a few of their guys before they were killed. Even though the Rogovites and Teutonics were being attacked from every direction, they still held the trench line, and after a few hours they had weakened the separatists enough to push them back, and they did so successfully. They made progress so quickly to the point that a Rogov member with the call sign Dimitrov said, "Такими темпами мы доберемся до Токио за неделю." NFA troops even captured an experimental state-of-the-art armored fighting vehicle, developed by the best Bryansk engineers. The fighting ended when a building in the forest was cleared from separatists. Southern Dremkhov was finally taken.
Oh, somebody CP me, CP.
Push it, CQC, go, go, go!
Let's go.
I am blind.
Breach!
Go!
Holy shit.
This concludes the NFA offensive into Southern Dremkhov, spanning from November 12th till the 14th. In the next video, we will be going over the NFA offensive into Western Dremkhov, spanning from November 15th until the 25th, where fighting was much more intense, which resulted in higher losses on both sides.